Hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Renso. Today I want to share with you the way that I study anatomy. Okay, we're gonna draw the face first, and then I'm going to paint the scar, and then on top of that I'm gonna paint uh, the skin and trying to finish it like a normal portrait. Okay, okay. Let me start with a sketch. It's gonna be the top, the bottom. Okay, going to place the face here. I'm gonna see always, this is really important for me, the center line of the face. And just looking for normal proportions from the eyebrows to the nose, from the nose to the chin. Okay. Then the center line, and then I start just, let's say, squint my eyes, which is kind of not necessary right now because it's so clear, the shadow. Let's say I do something like this. This is gonna be all light, and this is gonna be all dark, or the shadow. Okay. Now this is something simple. I'm gonna paint the score. I'm gonna make it a gray score. Okay, first. I'm mixing two colors. Usually everything that I'm going to paint, I mix two colors. There's one for light, the other one for darks. Now, here I have a sketch of the face. Here's going to be one eye, the other eye, the nose, the mouth, and the chin. Okay. What I do first is, if I have the eyebrow, definitely this is going to be where, this is going to be the eye socket, or here. Okay. Usually to the middle, from here to the middle. And it's going to be the same here. Okay, now the nose from here to here, I take the middle and I split, I have a nasal bone. This, nothing here. Okay, this is gonna be the bomber. This kind of, the spine of the bomber is just here. Okay, the skull has something like this. Imagine that you have these glasses, old, some antique, I think, glasses for sunglasses, something like this. Like it was a sad scar. Okay, now this is gonna be the jaw, the mandible. I see the ear, which is kind of around here. This is just a small hole in the scar for the ear. And here it comes. I don't know too many names about it. To be honest, I don't know too many names even in my own language. I mean, can you imagine in English? It's gonna be even more difficult. It's not about knowing the names because we are. This is not a medical study. It's about drawing the skull in any position, know the form, understand the form, and most important is I know. Let's say this highlight is here because of the bone here, which is going to be the zygomatic bone. Okay, the nose and the maxilla here, and here I'm going are the teeth. Okay, this helps me to understand when I'm painting the forms because I have two approaches. First, my first approach is just see everything like it has just two dimensions. That's why I usually use triangles, rectangles, circles, anything that helps me to draw, to be accurate with the drawing. But after that, I start just thinking about form. When I start, let's say sculpting the face, when I start thinking about form, and that's when I just think about the skull. It's gonna be shadow, and think about this. It has something like it go like this. It's like a cylinder. Yes, in the mouth is on a cylinder. Okay, you can see this shadow here. It's because there is I don't know how to say it, a depression. Yeah, because the bone is come from here and it goes down, and you can touch your own face here, and you're gonna just press hard, and you're gonna touch the maxilla, this bone, all this bone, and this portion is the zygomatic bone, which is go like this to the ear. Okay, and here I don't know how to name this, but there is like a you can if you ever have seen every skull, you can even put your finger here because there's like a space that it comes from here and from here. Okay, you can even put your finger there, and there is a muscle here. The muscle comes from the cranium to the mandible. Okay. Okay. I'm not using too much paint because I'm planning to paint his face on top of this. I'm following his face to make this scar. This is an exercise that we sometimes students used to do this exercise using images from magazines, and on top of the image of any face, we draw the scar. And we do the same with the body, the full body. We draw the bones. Like it was like tracing on top of the image. Okay. Let's say that this study it looks kind of maybe for so many people maybe it's not going to be necessary because at the end we just paint what we see. But when we know this, it's like we are able to see more, even trying to understand things. For example, if I'm painting this face and I have a highlight that it should be there because I know the zygomatic bone is there, and I put the highlight maybe here. Okay, I will know that that's not right. Even I don't need to compare with the image. I will know that that's not right because the zygomatic bone it doesn't have that. I mean, it has some bump just here. If you can touch, if you touch your face, you're gonna feel this exactly there. And that knowledge help us a lot when we paint. Yes, because it's for me, it's like having something that corrects me while I'm doing the triangles and all of that. I use just the knowledge that I have and thinking at the same time. I mean, not always, yes, because sometimes I faces that is kind of easy to paint. But there are some faces that I need to think even in anatomy, even in the bones, and all of that. Okay. This is curve. Okay. Imagine this like a can, like you cut in half. This is gonna be like that. Here, there is a hole. Like let's say that there's nothing here. You can put your finger and just touch inside the scar. Okay. There are so many things that I would like to explain, but obviously you know that kind of difficult because of the language. But at the same time, there are so many names that I have studied that, to be honest, I don't remember them. I don't remember them. I don't remember a lot of them. But what definitely I know is how to draw the scar. That's the goal. The goal is learn how to draw the scar. Okay. Now, this is enough to know the form of the scar. Yes. And now on top of this, I'm going to place the eyeballs here in the eye socket. Here, just in the bone, this is going to be the let's say the eyebrow is going to be just here. If you touch your eyebrow, or let's say that you move your eyebrows up, you're gonna feel this bone just here. That's the name of this. Let me see. I have an image here. This is a supraorbital margin. This here. Okay. Now the eyes, of course, are just balls inside here. Let me use more black. And then this is the eyeball, which is inside the eye socket. Okay. Let's see here. Okay. Now the iris is gonna be if let's say that he's watching to that direction. That's gonna be something like this. Let's make this axis, and the iris is gonna be here. Okay. Now he's watching to that direction. That means the iris is gonna be to that direction, around here, and the other one should be around here. Okay. And is of course covered by the skin. But the upper and lower eyelid. Okay. This is gonna be the eyebrow, the other eyebrow. Of course, he has this the nasal bone in a very peculiar way. Yes, and there's no way to see something here. I have to use the image in my computer, which is really dark too. Okay, here. And now here in the eyebrow, this I don't know the name. Everything has a name. Okay, I don't know, but this is because of the skull. Okay, and now becomes like this, and there's nothing here, and this is the zygomatic bone, and all of this is just what meat. Okay, now we need to complete the nose. Now I'm trying to copy now the face. What I'm doing now is, let's say I'm changing myself to a two-dimensional vision. For saying in some way, I'm just doing what I usually do. You can see, thinking about this, taking advantage of all the landmarks of the bones, and at the same time, the muscles. This. Okay. So you see this kind of triangle here. This is, for me, this is information, a lot of information. If I have more of these wrinkles that creates these shapes, for me, something like amazing. That's gonna be easier for me just to copy this face because I have so many things that I can grab. I can like putting nails in a wall. Yes, and let me mix the skin color here. I want to start just putting paint on top of this. And you already know here's the zygomatic bone. You can see clearly there's going to be a highlight here. Because of the bone, which is continued here, of course. The nose. Here too. Okay, now this is the muscles, and there's a like fat tissue. I don't know if it's correct to say it that way. And this is everything of this is like a weight of muscles that come here like this. Okay, to this point. Okay, like this. One muscle comes like this to here, It just these muscles just started on the zygomatic bone to let's say to the mouth. That's why we can move the mouth a lot, yes, to speak and to eat and all of that, because it has a lot of muscles. That's why we can change the mouth to speak different languages. We can just learn to move. That's why the only part of the face that it has a lot of movement because it has a lot of muscles. Oh, hello, Marine, Trevor. Sorry, I was just into this thing. I thought for a moment that I was alone, just studying myself this. Sorry, I didn't read the comments. Joan, hello, Chrysalida, Lori, hello, Steve, hello, Trevor. Would the really method be of use, or would there be too many lines to follow? I mean, for me, the really method is too much, but that's my opinion. That's my opinion. It's too much, and but anyway, I'm amazed of how those lines just it's like the face is like an amazing design. Like there has a lot of points of coincidence. That's the first thing that came to my mind every time that I think on the Rayleigh method. But to be useful really is kind of, I don't know, it's kind of too much information. It's even like this. When you study the anatomy, it's like you have a class of 100 people. Let's say you start to study this, and half of the class just go out. They don't care too much. I mean that's my own experience. Is because it's kind of complicated. It's too complicated to understand this, and at the same time, so many painters or they feel that they don't need this. Okay, they feel that there's no necessary to know this, and even they can prove it like okay, here's what I painted. This is amazing. I don't know anything about anatomy, and there are some people that they can get away with that without knowing anything. But and in that case, there's I cannot say anything. There is no uh, I cannot defend. I mean, if for somebody it's just enough just to copy what they see, that's okay. But for me, it's kind of necessary to know because of what I said. Knowledge just let me see more. Okay, and that's what happened when I paint. Just for me, it's just trying to see more. It's just like studying anything. It's like when you are going to study, I don't know, history. You need is just is one book is not enough. You need like a lot of them to study the history from different angles. Yes, and that's something like this. I mean, we study perspective, we study anatomy, we study color theory. It's like a lot of knowledge just to paint a face. It's kind of you say in some way you're gonna say like, oh my god, that's a waste of time, but it's not. I mean, it's not if you wanna just improve and improve a lot. And we don't need like a lot of knowledge. I mean, we don't even remember the names of the muscles and the bones. We know the form. That's what we want to know. We know the form, the shapes, and all of that. Okay, I'm gonna. No, for this, now I'm painting. I'm changing again and thinking about this. I'm thinking about simple shapes. You gotta be able to just simplify what you see in order to, let's say, copy one thing from this, from here to here. You simplify what you see, and that's gonna be easy to move it, like a puzzle, like something like it can't, it cannot fit through your door into your house. You need to, let's say, split that apart and then get that thing into your house and put it back together. That's for me something like that. It's like I destroy something just by watching all those shapes, and I put back to this here together again. I mean, uh, for me, it's like something that the training is a constant training. Yes, it's like those exercises that I'm doing, like 35. minutes exercises painting. It's something like that, just training. And this thing is the same, is just training. What I mean, training is really important. Yes, it's the most important practice. Now, if I see this shadow, I know exactly what it is. Yes, and if I put a highlight, I know why this highlight is just here. Okay. Yes, I mean I see that. Yes, I can copy. But it feels so great to know to know what are you doing. To know that just not to copy what you see. It's like see through what is just beneath. Is just on top of the surface. I will try to make exactly Trevor, exactly what you say. Build muscles memory with with practice, and you will remember what you get right and repeat. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm trying to do. I mean, and that would be my advice for everybody. We gotta just it's like I don't do in this triangle and all of that I have been doing in some videos, because I think you already know what how is my process. And thinking about that, definitely. I mean, there's something that it's just like something like that. Something like is I have built muscle memory for that task, and I don't think about that anymore. I just go and think about that, and sometimes I don't even realize that. Uh, but making those paintings and show what I think when I that's really good for me. Yes, because in this way I keep my process, let's say, in some fresh. Let's say in some way it's like, because that's not the idea is not forget about what your knowledge, or be aware of what you are doing. Yes, that's I mean, painting is so free. It's so free. I mean that's why you're gonna hear that so many painters says there is no formula, there is no method. You can flow, you can be free. I mean, for me, I need to follow something. Okay, it's gonna be easier for me to repeat something if I have a formula, if I have something. And that's something that I have been showing you in my videos, yes? Kind of a formula, even with my palette, even when I draw and I apply the paint. Because that's the idea. I mean, and the idea for me is like get rid of so many obstacles and just focus and one thing that is kind of really annoying and really difficult to do, what is just capture the likeness. Yes, I mean that if I just I mean, if you guys have been painting portraits, you understand me really good. That's gonna be really frustrating. I mean, the likeness is something that is just, it's just, I don't know. I mean, it's I don't have any even words, but I remember I was just watching my Facebook now a few moments, and I see a woman that she showed a drawing, and she says something. Okay, what do you think? I mean the client. She says that he her kid doesn't like. I mean, she didn't see the appearance. She didn't see that, and it's kind of she was about to ask for the money back, and she was kind of worried, looking for answers. Yes, and now you see that the painting portraits or drawing portraits became kind of difficult and annoying when you get to that point. I remember one of my teachers, uh, I don't really remember who, but he used to say that we should learn. I mean, it was I didn't even think about painting portraits at that time. But she always said that if we learned, I mean, in the classroom, to paint portraits, that would be something that even we can make a living just by painting portraits. And in my classroom, there's like it was like 20 students. Like there were just two of us that we have been painting. We paint portraits. Yes, and from time to time, somebody just usually some once a month or once every 2 months, somebody just get into this. Somebody that came just looking for a painting. People always they were always looking for portraits. Okay, I got tired of speaking. I'm not gonna speak for a while. Okay. Oh, you teach us so much. Recognizing the structural point position really helps. Whether you draw the lines in or just visualize them. Yes, exactly. Exactly. Okay, it's almost half an hour. I gotta go a little bit faster because maybe I'm not gonna be able to finish this in 3 hours. That's the time that I was thinking. Let's step back just to see. I think I'm making a mistake with the width of the face. Hmm. So it's light here, light here, light, light. Lori McKee. Okay. Oh, that's really, really good. Yes, that's right. We never stop learning. That's why I try to paint daily. If I, not, I mean, that's kind of impossible to paint daily. Yes, I mean, if there is sometimes I haven't painted for a month, but definitely I draw. If I'm not able to paint because I'm just on vacation, so I gotta go out with family and I'm not able to carry my things to paint, uh, definitely I draw. I draw usually all the time. But now that I'm here on YouTube, that's the perfect, perfect excuse to paint daily. That's perfect. I'm gonna be, I mean, what can I say? This is just really amazingly perfect. And to be able to paint daily, to show what I do, and to have an audience. Thank you for that. Thank you to all of you. Okay. In order to make correction to the width, I'm just trying to visualize this, and following this shadow, making this, and I feel like it is right. Okay. I'm making a line from the nose to here to the, I don't know how to call this, to the hair here. Okay, I gotta go back like always from the top to bottom. The eyes, then all the mouth, and then go back again. Hello, Liliana. How are you? Okay, okay. I think I have expression on the face, the proportion, the nose kind of, maybe my nose is kind of bigger. Yes, I got this here. It could be just because my nose it doesn't have the shadow here. Okay, I need more black. Okay, I'm going to add more red here. And kind of a bluish or greenish color here. Sometimes this blue is kind of more interesting. I mean, it should be green, yes? You can choose green or gray. Sometimes I just like kind of this touch of blue. I mean, a greenish, bluish, greenish color. I blend a little bit and then I clean out the brush. This is kind of ruined. Too much. I gotta just pressure with my fingers and just to keep the form and blend. This brush is amazing for blending. That's the brand, Artist Brush. Oh, it came in here. I didn't remember. I have this. I have like it came like different models. Round. You can see here the diagonal, flat, silver, and pretty sure the other one was a round brush. Oh, Fred. Yes. I'm about to open in a Etsy store, and let's see. But anyway, I mean, somebody just bought me a couple of these paintings. I say I sell them for $120 each one. It's like about it's 8 by 10 inches. What do you think about the price, Fred? Maybe it's too low. Maybe it's too much. No, because I got different opinions. I got different opinions, and kind of difficult to put price to the styles. Oh, you think it would be more? Okay. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. That make me feel like uh, these studies have some value. I'm going to saturate a little bit the color because you can see that the painting is kind of I feel it like kind of gray. That's because of the I have painted the skull first, and that gray color maybe was maybe I should have just cleaned out the gray color that I used for painting the skull, and then work with the skin color on top of that. Anyway, I always is I have to let's say saturate the color of the nose always because that's the way that to make it more. Yes, because we can when to make something like make it more like coming forward to us. We, one way that would be create contrast, make it more lighter. The other way that would be saturate more the color. In this way, if the color is more saturated here, it's gonna look like it's coming forward to us, and this is coming backward. So I mean, it's not always the same situation. You gotta choose when you want to enhance the color. I mean, create more contrast between some gray colors and some saturated colors, and when it's just about let's say light and dark contrast. Marian not only improved my painting, I improved my English. Me too. Mary said, Fred, you are an honest man. Oh, Renzo, does it include the leftover palette colors? Yes, because it's the same canvas. I mean, the person that bought me two paintings a week ago, Joyce, she usually is in live streams. Maybe she's gonna come. Whoa. And she bought me and she told me that don't get rid of this because she want the palette. And I mean that's okay. I mean because I have a lot of exercises. That's why I wanted to open the Pexi store because I have maybe more than 50 exercises and I keep all of them with the palette. It's a way for me to remember what colors, what combinations I used. Okay, and I have the video. I mean, this kind of for me is just for me it's excellent. For me. I mean, this is the way because I've been keeping a lot of exercises, and now that I'm making more videos in YouTube, I have right now I have too much. And then my wife, she was like, "No, you're not gonna sell any of these exercises." And I said, "Okay, okay." I mean, yeah. and then and then she told me, "Okay, well, I think that you have too much exercises. You can start selling them." And I said, "Okay, thank you." I don't know. I'm adding a little bit more of color. I think that it's too gray, the forehead. I was cleaning the brush, and look at this. These brushes are so cheap. But anyway, I mean, these brushes are just fantastic. It doesn't matter for me if something like this happens. It's just, I mean, they work perfectly. That's enough for me. I'm going to add some pure black to the pupil. I add this kind of, let's say, mixing cadmium red and black. I get kind of between some burnt amber and burnt sienna. If I add more red, I make it more warmer, and at the same time, there is some green here. Okay, there is always green here, just a little bit. We could be gray. And remember, there is always a gap here of, let's say there's something like this. Let's say this is kind of, well, reddish. Yes, all of this. And reddish here and green here. So it's just subtle, so subtle that sometimes we don't even see it. And sometimes we don't need even to add it, but if you check out a lot of portraits, you're gonna see that. Okay, Trevor. Thank you so much. See you next time. This is the same brush that I use for blending, but because of the hair is all sprayed. It's perfect for making these marks and create the effect of hair. I have another one that is better. This one. Hello, Terry. Okay, I think I'm almost finishing. Oh, you see that I cut his head. Yes, I need to put more here. Here. Okay, I think I got everything. Oh, okay. Oh, I need to. Brush. Okay. What else? What else? Okay, I think everything's okay. I mean, I have. I, okay, I think I'm gonna just go. I mean, I left some, let's say, some shadows like this because I felt like maybe it was too much. So I think at the end, maybe too much shadow, too much. I don't know, making maybe is making the expression uh maybe maybe harder, maybe too strong, maybe. To be honest, I don't know. I'm trying to look good, always looking for a balance. I don't want. I just want some softness. You see that this shadow is definitely more darker than mine. I don't want that darkness. Okay, I could make it that dark, but that means that for me that's gonna add some hardness to the paint. I just wanted to make it soft, and I'm just trying to get a balance everywhere, trying to get the same values everywhere, because it's kind of easy just to go really dark here, dark here, dark. I don't want that. But in order to, it's not just I don't want. I mean, I have to go at the same time that I'm just trying to get the likeness, the proportions, and all of that. Thinking about everywhere, the values everywhere. Okay. Okay. Now this highlights here, I can add more color to these highlights if I want to go more saturated color, because that's gonna make it pump it. But this light here, I gotta choose a mute color, a gray. Okay, it's gonna be lighter. It's not gonna be too intense in color in terms of saturation, because I don't want this just to. I mean, you gotta concentrate in one point. Even if you don't see that, usually the lights have an order. And here it's so clear that this is the lightest light. Maybe here's the second one, the third one. Maybe these two are have the same intensity. Okay, you gotta try to see, try to decide, and it's not about just putting the same light here, 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 here. No, you gotta play with the color. Okay. In some parts are gonna be more saturated. In other parts, it's gonna be more mute. For example, here I can go with, let's do this. The highlight, it could be more, you can see the color. Okay, that could be a more saturated highlight. Just making an example, because there are other considerations, like what is the light temperature? It's cool, it's warm. That affects the color of the skin. Obviously, this image, you can tell that the light source is kind of a neutral. It's no cool, it's no warm. I mean, warm, think about the sunlight, which is very yellowish, very warm. Or neutral is kind of, let's say, it could be so easy, the sky light, or so artificial light. I'm keeping the red here. I'm keeping the greens or grays here, the red here. Okay, red here, and red on the nose. I try to keep all the colors from the beginning to the end the, uh, in the position that they're supposed to be, because they're all the skin colors. Okay, but sometimes when we paint, and usually when the palette is we start losing control of the palette, we don't see an order anymore. Then we start just losing control of the colors, and then I can go with really, let's say here, a highlight that would be very too saturated, what is gonna make this part just pop up too strongly, and I don't want that. That's why the highlight, it has a little bit of it's not the same. You gotta control that. One highlight is gonna have more yellow, the other is gonna be less yellow, more grayish, more intense, less intense. Okay. And that's kind of difficult. I mean, we usually forget that sometimes when we want the nose to just to pop up, we make around it more the color more grayish, and that's just for color. The nose is gonna feel that it's going closer to us, which is not that it's not that much anyway because it's not like the nose is like 5 inches long. This is something just a little bit. Now I'm trying to control values. You know that everything is about values. Even this shadow, which is different to the shadow here, it's gonna change the form of the nose. Even here, because I'm deciding just not to go too strong with this shadow. It's look kind of an exaggeration for me. I mean, I saw him in so many movies. I saw his nose, but I never saw this in this way. Okay. Another thing that you gotta consider here, you can see how warm is that shadow. Okay. It depends on the light, but sometimes the shadows go warmer. Okay. I mean, but it's not. I mean, there's not like a rule that always gonna be there. It's gonna be that way. You gotta decide when you're painting. Maybe it could be cooler. That means if this cool is gonna be cool, or let's say neutral. But you can see here kind of an orangey. If I decide to add that, I gotta do it here. I gotta do it here. I mean, shadow everywhere. Not here, just because I just want to let's say, concentrate all of the color here. And you can see here, even the contrast is not so strong. There's more contrast here, and there is not too much contrast here. I've been working here trying to control that. I want to keep the shape, that kind of lose the shape, because you can see clearly it's kind of something like this and this. Okay? Because it's kind of easier just to go with this shadow from top to bottom, the same shadow. It's easier. Of course, it's easier. I mean, I just want trying to add something, trying to make not just copy what I see. Trying to, oh no, it's just maybe just because for just trying to fulfill my own. I don't know how to say it, the spirit. I mean, my own necessity for say that I haven't copied exactly what I see. I added something from me, even a little bit. Okay, and that little thing, the only thing that we can add, maybe, for me is just color and play with that. No contrast here, less contrast here. More color on the lights, less color here on the lights. Okay, if the forehead maybe is facing the light more than any other part, the light is going to be more. I mean, it's going to be the lightest light. At the same time, it's going to have more color. Okay, it's not. If you see something close to the light, it's gonna have more color. If it's far away from the light, it's gonna have less color. That's what happens when we see a landscape. When we see a landscape, that's that's what we see when we see a landscape on the just far away. It's kind of bluish grayish. Everything just turns to kind of bluish or gray. You don't see any orangey, any warmer color of the distance. I mean, that's not the case because it's supported. But anyway, if we can add even something like that, something simple, maybe we can make a difference, just a little bit of difference in the portrait. It's not going to be just a one more portrait. I mean, that's what I hope. It doesn't mean that that's what I get, but that's what I hope to get. Just by trying to play. No, I mean it's not just copying and painting and thinking here. I'm thinking a lot. Yes, I mean it's not just and there's something amazing about painting a portrait that you're gonna if you ask any painter if they are trying to copy the colors that they see on the image, maybe 99%, yeah, let's say 90% is gonna say no. They're gonna say that they have already decided what colors to use. Okay, just by a glimpse on the face, by knowing that the skin color is kind of reddish, yellowish, lighter or darker, they already decided the palette. That's what usually happen. I mean, it doesn't mean that you can like mix and come here and just trying to match exactly the color. That I mean, that's okay too. That's okay, but maybe I'm wrong. I mean, maybe I'm wrong, but about the experience of speaking with so many painters, with my friends, it's like we don't go to copy exactly the color that we see. Okay, we already kind of made up already in our head a color that we think is going to be closer, and we think about the color in terms of temperature, always in terms of warmer, and not always in terms of saturation, and all of that. It's not just mix and go there and just paint and copy. No, it's like it's a process that, and even when all that thing that I have said, there are so many things that we miss. There are so many mistakes that we usually make, and that's a shame because I mean, for me, it's about that. I'm thinking about that and deciding in my head, is this going to be warmer? It's not going to be warmer here, just here. I need to add more red here. I need to add more yellow here, and all of that. And at the end, that's what I said. I mean, we don't get what we want always. Yes. We hope that we applying all the rules, we're gonna get an amazing painting, an amazing portrait. But that's not always the case. I mean, that's kind of really difficult to get an, an amazing portrait, even though I'm following all the, let's say, the rules and applying the knowledge that I have, all the videos that I have seen in other channels from other painters, all the comments, all the interviews that I have seen, trying to read the mind of the painters, trying to read how or what they think, because it's not enough just to see somebody painting. If you see somebody painting and that this guy is not speaking at all, it's like nothing. I mean, we need to see, we need to know what is the thinking process. That's the most important. The thinking process is what makes the painting, because we all have a plan. Okay, it's not. I don't think that any guy just put in front of a canvas and they say, "Okay, I'm gonna paint," and they don't know what to do. Yes, A beginner, that would be the case. A beginner is like because I have heard that so many times. And you put them in front of the canvas and I need something. And they say, uh, "What should I do? I don't know what to do." Yes. And that's okay because a beginner is a beginner. I was watching an old, really old painter, Lafayette. I think Lafayette. Kind of. I don't. And I've been watching him for a while, but I'm so bad with names. This guy is very old, but he has a lot of knowledge. I mean, he doesn't need even to paint. Just by speaking, just it's like he's playing a lot just in a phrase. That's amazing. But he didn't do any live stream in YouTube. Just he does live stream in Facebook. This is a kind of bright light gallery, something like that. You gotta listen to this guy. And sometimes I have seen painting. I have seen him painting. He's kind of just in a couple of brush strokes. He does a lot. Okay, I hope. I don't know. I think I'm missing something. Just that's the risk because I sacrifice just to copy exactly the all the values. I'm thinking. I think I'm sacrificing something about the likeness. I mean, it's not like you see him and you see the image and you definitely you see okay, that's he's copying that photo. Yeah, but it's not about that. I mean, it's just about feeling. I mean, I don't know the look in his eyes, something. And I think I have missed something about him. Terry, okay. Okay, thank you, Terry. Okay, I think. I mean, I was planning to paint for 3 hours. I don't know what happened. But it's been 2 hours and 15 minutes, and I don't want to paint no more. I think it's enough. Yes, I mean you can recognize him. I don't feel like I just wanted to have more of him. Like I don't even know what. Maybe what people says port painter portrait painter says the soul. You did gonna capture the soul, but you didn't. You couldn't. This is one thing that we should know when to stop, because right now I'm trying to look for a little bit more, and I'm doing this, and I know by experience that sometimes I go with details, and when I see the painting after a couple of hours, I see that I went too far with these landmarks, the wrinkles on all of that, and always worry about not the softness of the painting. When it looks as a painting, that's what I sacrifice sometimes the darkest values, because I feel sometimes, and not always, I mean, that the darkest values is gonna just give this hardness that I don't want. That I want the softness. I want. I mean, what I want is not usually what I get, but I want to feel that there's something beneath. I mean, the skin, is to feel that the illusion that is turning around. Yes. Even about today study, today practice, even feeling the bone here, the zygomatic bone, and all of that, is trying to feel that there is something that is not made of plastic, or all it is flesh. Maybe I got a soft. Just by now, I'm not so sure even if I went too far with this. I wanna solve this. In any case. Okay, I think that's it. Mm. I lost a brush. I guess this was the brush. Okay, I think that's it. I don't know what else to do. I think if I do something, maybe I could make it worse. Maybe not. I mean, let me check out this. The shadow, shadow, shadow. Okay, shadow, shadow. Oh, okay, something is wrong here. I'm following like a road. Okay, shadow, shadow, shadow. You can see the shadow here, and the shadow is a little bit more to the right. I forgot to check out that. I mean, I always check everything. This shadow is more darker, but I don't want to go that dark. I explained already that. That's it. I gotta soften maybe this. Yes, maybe soften this. Okay, maybe I say maybe at some point we're not even sure about making changes. I know darker with the sclera. Remember the sclera, we always make the mistake. Usually I go paint the sclera too light. Okay, that's better, yeah. Okay. Okay, that's it. Thank you, Terry. Thank you, Steve. Liliana, thank you to all of you. See you tomorrow. Okay, bye. That's it. Thank you so much. Bye. Take care. Thank you, Lori. Okay, bye. Wait. What is that? What is this? Okay. Okay, yes, I go now. Okay, that's it. Thank you, bye.